Good afternoon again, Mr. Sledge. Mr. Sledge, before we last broke, you were explaining that you had taken your child and your child's mother to Defendant Williams' condo, and you weren't certain whether they went with you initially or whether you had gone and picked them up and brought them back. Did I get that right?
I didn't say that.
Okay, please correct me where I'm wrong, because
I told you, right. All I remember is all three of us end up at Mr. Williams' condo or loft, whatever it was.
Okay.
That was my answer.
So when you first got there, are you able to say whether they were with you when you first arrived at the condo?
I told you I didn't remember exactly. I think they was with me, love. I don't recall.
All right. And if they were not with you, would you have left them and gone back to pick them up at your house?
Yeah, I would have if they wouldn't have been with me at the time.
Is there any reason you would have left them at the house and gone to Defendant Williams' condo and then gone back and picked them up?
I don't remember.
And there's no reason right now you can think of that would have happened?
No.
All right. Once you talked about the DM that you received with the people who were present at the house, where were your child and child's mother? Were they in that same room in conversation with you when y'all were discussing that?
No, I don't. I think they went in the other room. I don't remember what happened, but I knew they wasn't in the same section.
Did you talk with that DM? Did you talk about that DM to your child's mother? Did you let her know what was going on?
She knew the DM that came, because I said when it came through, I said it out loud, but she never seen it.
Okay. Who all took part of the conversation where you were talking about the DM? Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall. Well, no, I think it was just, I think I pulled Jeffery to the side and just was talking to Jeffery, because the other people I don't really know was in the house. So I think I pulled Jeffery to the side and was talking to him about it, like, bro, why they saying this? And
he was like, what?
He was like, I don't know nothing about that, but you telling me what they saying.
All right. What else did he say to you after you told him?
I think he sat back down and started going over the video that he was trying to finish up of the song Jeffery, if I'm not mistaken, get as far as he could with the video. I'm not for sure.
How long did you stay there that night?
I don't recall how long we stayed there.
How long did Defendant Williams stay at the computer working on Jeffery after you told him about that DM?
I don't recall how long it took him.
Do you remember whether at the time you knew if Mr. Thomas had died?
No, I don't know exactly if we knew. Yeah, I knew because they DM'd me and said that. They said the fake page DM'd and said that.
All right.
I don't know if it was true, but that's what they said in the DM.
Okay. Did you reach out to anyone else other than Defendant Williams about that DM that you got?
I don't recall reaching out to anyone else.
Did anyone else come to Defendant Williams' condo while you were there?
I can't say on 10th Street. I don't recall. I don't remember did anyone show up on 10th Street.
When you say on 10th Street, did Defendant Williams have any other residents that you went to that night?
I think so.
Where was that other resident?
I don't know exactly where it was.
Generally speaking, please.
I don't generally know where it was. I just know that we left there and went somewhere else. I don't know exactly what area we went to.
Is it a place you had never been to before?
I don't remember, Miss Love. I don't remember. Honestly, true, I don't remember.
Okay,
If I
Mr.
have
Slade.
been there before, or that was the first time, I don't remember.
Was it a house, a condo, an apartment, or something
I
else?
think it was something like a condo or loft. I'm not.
Do you recall how far it was from the 10th Street condo?
I don't recall how far it was, neither.
Do you recall who all went with you when you went to Defendant Williams' second residence?
Mm, I think it was me, my son, mother, and the video man, if I'm not mistaken.
The video man, do you remember his name?
Um, I think his name was like B. I don't know. I think it's BLB or something like that.
BLB?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think it's something like that.
Was his last name Bean, Deshaun Bean?
I don't know his real. I don't know his government name.
Okay. Besides you, Defendant Williams, your child's mother, and BLB, did anybody else go with y'all to Defendant Williams' other house?
Go with us? No.
Accompany you, follow you, meet you there? Any of those things?
I can't recall because I actually can't recall who showed up and who was there. I don't recall that.
Do I remember correctly that you said you did not go to Miami because you wanted to stay in town to protect your family?
Right.
Why then did you go to Defendant Williams' house around 10th Street and then to his other house somewhere else? What were you doing?
If I am mistaken, Mr. William went and got jewelry or something out the other house. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say I borrowed like $300 for him to get me a hotel room for a couple of days because I didn't have any cash I can get to that night.
Okay. Was anybody at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you, your family, Defendant Williams, and BLB got there?
If they was, they didn't come upstairs, not from my understanding.
Okay. What floor did Defendant Williams live on? Do you remember?
No, it was very high. I don't remember exactly what floor it was.
Did you have to go through like a gate, like a bellman or something, or ring in a code? It will be made clear in a moment. I'm asking that one question. Did you have to go through a bellman or type in a code to get in that second residence?
I think all the condos in Atlanta have a gate that you got to come through for protection, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. So is it fair that you had to do that with both of Mr. Williams' condos?
I guess.
All right. Who else came while you all were there, if anybody came to that second residence?
Once Mr. Williams let me borrow the $300, I left Mr. Williams and went on about my way.
Okay. Where was on about your way? Where'd you go?
I remember now. That get what? I think Mr. Copeland was there, and Mr. Williams instructed me to take. Copeland kept complaining about something. Mr. Williams directed me to take him because he said, "Take him, y'all go down there, y'all. We ain't did that wrong." So I took Copeland to the homicide place, but I kept going.
Who was it that said that, what you just said?
Mr. Williams told us, he said, "We ain't did nothing, so take Copeland." I think the police kept calling Copeland phone or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Who else besides Mr. Copeland were the police calling?
I don't know. No,
Bless you.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Are you able to tell the jury who it is that Mr. Williams was referring to when he said, "We ain't did nothing wrong"?
I guess me, him, all of us was there. So he was saying, we were telling him that me and Copeland was the accused. So he said, take him down. Now we ain't did nothing wrong.
When you first got to Defendant Williams' condo on 10th Street or around there and told him you were being accused, did he give you that advice?
When we got to 10th Street?
Yes, sir.
No, he gave that advice when I told him I didn't know was Kenny Copeland going out of town or not, but he gave that advice, I guess, when Kenny Copeland wasn't going out of town neither.
Okay, putting aside Mr. Copeland, just talking about you and Defendant Williams, at any time did he advise you, once you told him they're accusing me of murder, to go to the police station?
I wouldn't have went anyway because I always was
not that question. I just need you to answer the question. Hold up, please. At any time before you got in contact with Mr. Copeland, but after you told Defendant Williams you were being accused of murder, did he advise you to go to the police station?
He advised both of us to go to the police station.
Before Mr. Copeland came in the picture,
not on 10th Street, he did not advise me to go to the police station.
What did he advise you to do, if anything?
He really didn't say too much on 10th Street.
Oh, okay. He just went back to go get some jewelry from the other place?
That was, when we got there, that's where he was getting his jewelry, because I guess he was going to do the show in the jewelry, from my understanding.
How did you said Mr. Copeland was already at the other place when you got there?
No, I never said Mr. Copeland was already at the place, but I know he ended up at the place. He wasn't already at the place.
How long after you all got there did Mr. Copeland arrive?
I don't know the time. I'm not good with time and stuff.
Do you know how he got there?
No, I don't know how he got there.
Did anybody else get there around that same time?
I didn't see anyone else, Ms. Love, so I can't speak on that. I didn't see anyone else.
Did you see Quindarius Zachary there?
I don't remember if Quindarius was there or not. From my understanding, I don't remember was he there or not.
How long did you stay there?
Not long.
What does that mean?
I don't know the estimate time.
Did you leave before midnight?
I don't remember the time, Ms. Love.
Okay. Who all was there at the time you left?
You keep asking me the same question that I already answered. I answered that question for you already.
I need you to answer for the jury.
I said I don't know.
You don't know who was there when you left?
I told you, me and Copeland left together, and my son and my son's mother.
Okay, thank you, but that's not the question that I asked. I am asking you who all was at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you left that second residence?
I didn't see anyone. I just told you that.
Okay. Was Defendant Williams still there when you left?
Yes.
How did Defendant Williams tell you, besides we haven't done anything wrong, how did he tell you to take Copeland to the police? What did he say?
I think Copeland stated that the police wanted him to come down.
Mm-hmm. Did Copeland tell you anything about his girlfriend's father's house getting shot up?
The father, I thought it was the mother.
Okay.
In-law.
Was it a family member of Mr. Copeland?
I already told you that in the answer.
Okay. So I'm asking you now, during that time, was it during that time that you learned that a family member of Mr. Copeland or his girlfriend had gotten their house shot up?
I don't remember what time it was, ago.
Do you remember talking about that with Mr. Copeland and Defendant Williams before you went to the police station?
Not right off the top, I don't know. I can't answer. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Copeland did mention it.
Tell the jury what your cell phone number was.
I don't remember.
If I showed you an Instagram post containing a phone number that may or may not be yours, would it refresh your memory?
You said if you show me one?
Yes, one on your page that contains a phone number. Might it refresh your memory?
Might, but it still probably wasn't my number. I don't know.
All right.
You can show me though.
It's 425. How many phone numbers have you had since 2015?
I don't know, Ms. Lord.
How often do you change cell phones?
I don't know, Ms. Love. I don't know how often do I change.
Now, I have bad eyesight. I hope you don't. Your Honor, may I approach? You may. I'm going to show you what we've marked for identification as states 425 Yankee and ask you, do you recognize the person depicted in 425 Yankee?
Yeah, I recognize that me.
As you?
Yes.
And is that your Instagram account?
Yes.
Is that a picture you posted on your Instagram?
It looked like, yeah, that's me, but I didn't take that picture.
Okay, I'm not asking you if you took it. You understand?
Yeah.
Are you able to read these tiny words, those tiny numbers?
You probably had to put them on hand. Let me.
All right, let's get a computer.
Yeah, I can't see that.
If I blow it up, is that a post that you made?
It say I made, but I don't remember that phone number. Ms. Love, I don't remember that number.
Do you remember any phone number that you had in 2015?
I don't remember now phone number I had in 2015. I probably had 2, 3 phones. I don't remember.
Do you remember any digits in your child's mother's phone in 2015?
No, not right out. No.
Do you remember any one of your family members' phone number from 2015?
Not that I know of.
In 2015, who else was posting on your Instagram account?
I don't know. I could say my daughter or somebody. I don't recall. I know my oldest daughter always had my password and stuff like that. So I can't recall.
Did your oldest daughter make the post that you just looked at that's labeled states 425 Yankee?
I think that's my last son.
Uh-huh.
So I probably was around his mother at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
You don't know what?
You said made the post?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know. I don't recall making the post.
Okay.
So I don't know who made the post.
And there's
but I don't recall making that post.
Okay. And there's nothing about that number that strikes any chord in your memory.
I don't even remember that number.
All right.
If you got any things you could refresh, but I don't remember that number.
We'll come back.
Right.
All right. So when you were at Defendant Williams' second residence and Mr. Copeland arrived, you did not, is it fair to say you didn't see how he got there? You just know he got there.
Yeah, I don't know how he got there. I don't remember how he got there, to be honest with you.
And do I recall correctly, you don't even remember what kind of car you had?
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of car I had.
Do you remember whether Defendant Williams had a car or multiple cars?
I don't remember exact what car Mr. William had at the time. He had numerous of cars, like you said, so I don't remember.
Okay. Since he had numerous cars, did you ask him, why don't you take him down there?
I didn't ask him because I knew he had to go. He was going to do he had to be, I guess he had to be in Miami at a certain time to do the show. So I never asked him why he didn't take him.
Now, was that show a part?
How is your credit score calculated? Here are its 4 major components. Your pay.
Okay. Was that show a part of any tour, or was it just an independent show?
I think somebody booked him for a show. I don't know.
Before January 10th, did you know he had been booked for that show?
Yes, I think we had a discussion about him having a show before January the 10th.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of where it is that Defendant Williams parked those many multiple cars that he had?
No, I don't have no idea.
Did you have access to drive the many multiple cars that he had?
No, I had my own car.
Do you know, or have you ever discussed with Defendant Williams why he needed to rent cars when he had many multiple cars?
I never even know. I never knew Jeffery Williams rented a car. So
okay.
Every car I seen him, I thought he owned them himself. So I never knew he rented a car.
So would you have any knowledge about a gray Infiniti Q50 Defendant Williams may or may not have rented or had in his possession around January 10th, 2015?
I never seen that car a day in my life.
Did you ever know Defendant Williams to get cars or secure cars for days when he intended to be out of the city in a different state? In other words, renting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks, or getting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks when he's going to be gone within a week?
Sustained.
Did you never know of Defendant Williams to obtain access to, in any way, a car that he did not own?
No.
Did Defendant Williams ever talk to you about obtaining or renting cars?
No.
On January 10th, 2015, did you receive any calls from Kenneth Copeland before you saw him at Defendant Williams' residence?
I don't recall if I did.
Do you know or have any knowledge why Kenneth Copeland showed up at Defendant Williams' residence?
No.
Did any other members of YSL show up at Defendant Williams' second residence at any time while you were there on January 10th?
I don't recall or remember.
Okay. How did you take Kenneth Copeland to the police?
I drove him.
And where did you drive him to?
I don't know. I think it's Central, right down the street by the traffic court house. I dropped them off on that side street right now.
Atlanta Police Headquarters?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Understanding you don't remember the kind of car you had, do you remember anything about the car you drove him in?
No.
How many cars have you had since 2015?
I can't even count.
You've had more than 5?
Yes. You could look it up in the DMV.
Okay.
If you want
Why
to.
you have so many cars?
Because I pay for them.
Okay.
That's what I like. I like to buy cars.
All right. Did you go with Mr. Copeland inside the police station?
No.
Why?
Because I always was directed by my attorney If you're not being arrested, you do not have to talk to the police.
Did you tell Mr. Copeland that?
Yeah, but he insists on going in now. That's his business.
All right. Did you tell Defendant Williams that?
No, man, no, me and Mr. Williams never had that discussion about was I gonna go in or not.
But it was Defendant Williams who told you take him down there to talk to the police.
He didn't just say him.
What did he say?
Both of us could have went in there if we wanted to. I decided not to go in there.
So did you, when he told both of y'all to go, did you tell him, hey, my lawyer told me do not go talking to police?
I didn't have that discussion with Mr. Williams.
Why did you tell Mr. Copeland and not Mr. Williams, if I heard you right?
Because me and Mr. Copeland was in the car together. Me and Mr. Williams just in this place together. When I was taking Copeland, he was just like, I'm going in there. I said, I ain't going.
How long were you in the space with Mr. Williams before Mr. Copeland came?
I don't recall how long it was, Miss Love.
How long did you all talk about Donovan Thomas's murder before Mr. Copeland came?
We never really talked about it. When I brought it to his attention, he was so focused on the video at the time. So,
do you remember what Defendant Williams' phone number was, the last 4 digits at that time?
I never knew. Not saying I didn't have, never knew one of Mr. Williams' number about him. Yes.
What did you and Mr. Copeland discuss on the way to the police station?
We really didn't discuss. He was just saying, I ain't doing it. I was telling him, I ain't doing it and I don't know nothing about it. So I wasn't going to talk to no police.
Okay. And what did you say in response?
What you mean?
When he said, I ain't do it, I don't know nothing about it, I'm going to go talk to the police, what did you say in response?
If you want to go talk to the police, go talk to him.
Did you wait on him after you let him get out?
No, why would I be sitting in front of a police station waiting on him to come out, not knowing how long they're going to be having him with me and my son and my mother uncomfortable?
Had anybody shot at any one of you all?
No.
Is Kenneth Copeland, forgive me for if you've already said this, but I don't remember. Is Kenneth Copeland one of the people you count as somebody you loved back then?
I already answered that question for you yesterday.
I understand. Can you remind me, please?
You just said you...
Is he one of the people that you counted as someone you loved in 2015?
Yes.
All right. And did you have any sense of whether he was putting himself in harm's way going into the police station?
No, I thought going to the police is the safest thing.
All right. Then why didn't you wait on him if it was so safe?
Because he was in good hands.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Did you go back and pick him up?
No.
Did you call him to check on him while he was there?
I think after he got through, he called me.
And what did you tell him?
What did I tell him?
Yes, sir.
I ain't tell him nothing.
Did he ask you to come pick him up?
No, he ain't had someone else to pick him up, I guess.
Okay. Did he tell you anything that he talked about with the police?
No, he never discussed anything he talked about with the police.
Is that the only time that you have taken Kenneth Copeland to the police station?
Yes.
Have you ever discussed with Kenneth Copeland anything that he told police at any time that he talked to them?
No.
Have you ever discussed with any member of YSL, without giving names, anything that they told the police when they talked to them?
No.
To your knowledge, did Quindarius Zachary ever talk to the police in the months following Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know. You telling me something.
I am not telling you. I am asking you a question.
I don't never know if Quindarius was going to talk to the police.
Okay, so is it fair to say you never had a conversation with Quindarius Zachary about anything he said to the police?
No.
What about Demekion Garlington?
No.
All right. At any time, did you ever gain any information about anything any member of YSL told the police in 2015?
No.
Now, you said that you were charged or arrested for Donovan Thomas's murder. Was that in 2015 or later?
I want to say it was October 2015. I was already incarcerated for a charge, and one morning they came and told me I had first appearance. My lawyer ain't told me nothing about that.
Mm-hmm. And what happened at that first appearance?
They read out what they were charging me with.
Uh-huh. And then what happened?
They sent me back to my dorm.
At that first appearance, is the only thing that happened you were read your charges, or did you hear anybody give what they considered probable cause for your charge?
No, I was confused.
You were confused?
Yes.
At any time, did you have a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
How long after that first appearance did you have a preliminary hearing?
If I am mistaken, I think you go like 2 weeks at a time, if I am mistaken.
Would you tell the jury what happened at your preliminary hearing?
Where are you going with this?
Your Honor, I
mean,
can
is this
approach the
even
bench and
relevant?
tell the court.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Yes.
After dropping off Mr. Copeland at the police station, did you take your child and child's mother to a hotel?
Yes.
How long did you stay at the hotel?
I want to say for like 2-3 days at the max.
What made you feel that it was okay to leave the hotel?
It wasn't about feeling okay. I left because of me.
Now, what does that mean for the jury? Because the jury doesn't know who you are.
I left because I'm not scared of anyone.
So why'd you go to the hotel in the first place?
Because I wasn't going to be nowhere that anyone probably come shoot up.
And why did you think somebody might come shoot up?
Then I just tell you by the streets and the fake DM, I was accused of the Donovan Thomas murder.
All right. Did you believe that that threat of the possibility of a shoot up had passed after 2 days?
I don't know if it passed or not.
Okay. So what was different in 2 days from the night that Donovan Thomas was killed?
Because when I left the hotel, I didn't go back to the same apartment either.
Okay. Did you move out of the apartment?
No, I didn't move eventually straight out of the apartment, no.
What part of the city, if any part, did you go to live in that was different from where you lived on Boulevard?
I don't really remember. I don't know the area. I just knew how to get there.
Did you go to someone's home or to?
Yeah, it was her mother's house.
Whose? What?
My son's mother's house.
All right. How long did you stay there?
I don't recall how long we stayed.
Do you have any idea if whether it was months you did leave there? What was it that made you leave?
I just left.
When you left, where did you go?
I went back to Boulevard.
Did you go back to Boulevard before October 2015?
Yes, I got arrested July the 29th.
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of the city with any members of YSL?
Could you repeat that?
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of Atlanta with any members of YSL?
From January to 15?
From January 2015 to July 2015, when you said you were arrested?
Yeah, I think we went on tour.
All right. How many places did you visit on tour?
I don't recall how many places we went to.
Who all went with you?
It wasn't too many people went with us, but I don't remember exactly the number who went with us.
And when you were arrested in July of 2015, what were you arrested for?
I never knew until I got to the jail, but it was aggravated battery, aggravated assault. There was a lot of charges.
Were you arrested for that April 28th drive-by? Or
Yes,
that drive-by with Mr. Zachary?
Yes.
Did you talk to the police after you were arrested?
That's what they took me down to some of the, I don't know, it's a precinct or whatever you want to call it, right there by the detention center.
Who took you there?
I want to say it was the ATLs.
Do you remember whether it was Detective Dennis?
Detective Dennis didn't take me there, but Detective Dennis was there when I got there.
Okay. Was Detective Gaither there?
Yes.
Did you already know them?
No.
Okay. Did you know either of them?
No.
Did you recognize either of them?
No.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis you knew him?
No, I don't recall telling Dennis I knew him. If I did, no, I don't recall telling him.
Okay. Did Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither explain to you why it is that they had arrested you?
No, they they never even explained to me what they were charging me with. No.
Did Detective Gaither ever tell you that she had placed warrants on you for aggravated assault, aggravated battery, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon?
I don't think she never said that to me. I don't remember.
Did Detective Gaither or Detective Dennis, after you were arrested in July of 2015, ever tell you that they arrested you because of the incident that happened on Adele Avenue over by Mosley Park?
I think on into the conversation they said it, but not immediately when I came in there. I don't remember them telling me exactly as soon as I got in there.
All right. So when I'm asking you if they told you, I don't mean just immediately. Anytime.
Oh, yeah, they end up telling me, yeah.
All right. Did you tell them, I don't know nothing about that?
Yes, at the time, yes.
Why'd you tell them that?
I'm not going to tell them myself.
Why not tell on the people you said you dropped off?
Why tell on them? They didn't ask me about them. They asked me about me at first, if I don't recall.
When you told them, I don't know nothing about that, was that a lie?
And then, yes, it was a lie.
Okay. Now, did they also tell you that they wanted or they had arrested you for a shooting at the home on Drew Drive, the old Perry Holmes apartments?
No, I don't recall them saying that to me if they did, but I don't recall.
All right. At any point during that interview, did you give either Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither any information about the shooting on Adele Drive or on Drew Drive?
No.
Do you recall whether they asked you or advised you of your constitutional rights? I'm establishing what happened in the conversation, Your Honor. I'll move on. All right. Did they talk to you about a fight at the club on April 28th?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether you were asked about the date April 28th?
I don't recall about them asking me about it either.
Do you recall? So if you don't recall being asked, then you definitely don't recall telling them yes, correct?
Yes, I don't recall telling them yes neither.
And you don't recall telling them that there was a fight at the club?
I don't remember that in the interview.
Do you recall during the interview telling them anything about Club Crucial?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Detective Gaither asking you who did the fight involve? Your Honor, this is based on what it's forming a foundation for other questions that I will be asking the witness. Yeah, well, I think they are.
A little bit of leeway, but let's just get to whatever the point is you're going to be making that you do believe to be relevant.
Okay.
All right.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither, that you didn't pick up Demekion Garlington at Club Crucial?
I told you I was not finna tell the police anything to incriminate myself.
And ultimately, did you just tell the police, I'm not going to tell you anything, you just need to do your job?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
If you took it
What
that
if,
way.
what, if anything, did you end up telling the police about that shooting?
I never told.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem to be. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow, and you can, when we're not waste,
Okay.
when the jury's time is not being taken up, and I can.
Yes.
Maybe
yes,
you can
Your
help
Honor.
me to understand how it's relevant. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And honestly, I think we may just break here for the afternoon.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
actually, then maybe you could tell me before we leave, but
Yes, Your Honor.
without the jury being here. So y'all are getting to go a little bit early today. Same instructions as always. Don't talk about the case with anybody, allow anybody to talk about it with you. Try to avoid any kind of discussion, media coverage, any social media, anything about this case or anybody that's involved in it. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you in the morning. Mr. Sledge, you need to be back here at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, Ms. Love, if you want to try to explain the relevance or how it's getting to something relevant.
Your Honor, if the court will permit me, to address that matter more fully in just a moment, I wanted to confirm some details.
Okay. have to deal with something else. It's not your fault, but I need to go ahead and break. So let's just be here at 8:30 in the morning. Okay. See everybody then.